some weeks I see a lot of clients. Some weeks I decided I need to have a little bit of a rest, and I'll see clients for a couple of days. I teach just about every month of the year. Sometimes I take a month off here and a month off there, but it's a wonderful process. So you can actually make it working with your life as well. It doesn't sort of run your life because you have control over your life.
So you're in Runaway Bay, isn't it?
Yes.
Runaway Bay.
Yep.
You got a clinic there.
Yes.
And if people how do people know that this might be something for them? How would people know that theta healing is something that...
The amazing thing about theta healing, and since I've been teaching and practicing on the Gold Coast, it's all been word of mouth. So it's just, for whatever the reason, people know to come to you and they speak to you, they bring about huge change in their life, and then they tell other people, and that's actually how it's worked for me. I actually haven't had to advertise at all, but what we're actually looking at now is actually spreading the word a little bit and endeavouring to sort of tell a few more people what's out there. But it's the same thing, it doesn't matter what modality you're looking at, it's about people get drawn to the person that they need to actually be able to work with. And occasionally I have people ringing me up and they'll say, tell me about theta healing, which I do, and they'll say, look, I just want to think about it. And I said, that's fine, you sit with it, bring it into your heart, and if you feel comfortable with me, then come and see me. But find out if there's a few more theta healers in the area, ring them, have a chat to them. If you feel comfortable with them, then go and have a chat with them, because people have to be comfortable with you to bring about that profound change.
Well, I've just read recently in the Scientific American that the belief systems really are affecting today's society. People are, their beliefs are formed by not only what their parents bring to them, but from the media and from all angles. So I think this whole belief system philosophy is getting a bigger following.
Well, I think it's a time in our lives when our collective consciousness of the individual is actually starting to rise tremendously, and people are actually realising that they have the power to make the change in their lives. And as we need to be aware as parents with our children, with all the images that they view on TV, with children who play with these DVD games that are actually quite violent. The children are actually in alpha brainwave when they play with those DVD games, and it's a bit like a brainwashing process. We're so influenced by life around us, but those influences, they do stimulate beliefs, they do actually, I suppose, support the beliefs that we believe we have. But the truth is they're just beliefs, and they're actually not who we are. So I think the really important thing is not to identify with those beliefs and see how quickly they can change, and they can literally change in an instant. The important thing with theta healing, though, is that you have to feel the change. So whilst I could say to you, okay, Harry, we're going to change, just say you have a belief that you don't feel worthy, well, we're just going to ask the Creator to download, and a download's a bit like a computer download, and it literally comes straight into your DNA, and it just teaches you that every cell in your body actually knows what it feels like to be worthy. Because you may have also a belief that your experience of love in the past is painful. So as a child, every time you experienced love, it came with pain. So therefore that's going to actually colour how you view the world and how you view love. So what we do is we ask the Creator to teach you how to live without that, and we get to the bottom of why you actually have that belief. And then the Creator gives you a new belief, and it literally is downloaded into every cell.
Because there's obviously a lot more power in your belief than what people would at first think.
Well, a lot of people say that we spend most of our lives actually getting someone else to agree with our beliefs, so I actually find that that's probably quite true as well. What theta healing has done for me too on a personal level is to really be able to appreciate my free agency and honour another person's free agency, their ability to believe exactly what they choose to believe, and their ability to be responsible for their lives.
So it really opens the door for much better communications too, doesn't it? When people,
oh yes, yeah, and resolution of issues in regard to communications. Yeah, so very quick resolution and very quick and profound transformative change.
Okay, is there anything I've missed?
Probably not. Actually, one thing that's important is that this process is actually for everyone. It's for the children as well as it is for the parents. And children are absolutely amazing to work with. They're so beautiful, and they're so open, and they're so quick to heal. And ThetaHealing also works on the physical, mental, emotional and spiritual level. And we can actually do what we call a remote view, which is a scan of the human body. So we can actually literally see inside a person's body and see what's going on in their different systems. We can see what the blood's doing. We can see what the health of the different systems are, whether they've got any major issues. And because we look at it on an energetic level, we don't actually diagnose anything. We're not doctors, and we don't diagnose. But if we feel that that person has a bit of an issue in one of their systems, we'll actually have a chat to them about it, and say that if there's an issue there and it's creating a few problems, they actually need to go and get some medical assistance as well.
I mean, just
one of the things that we actually first work on in our very first basic DNA is to clear all issues around fear, and we also clear a lot of issues around resentment and regrets that we might have about things, issues on guilt, all those emotions that literally hold us back, like shame and blame, and it's a bit like just throwing all these emotions in a huge big washing machine and hanging them up to dry. It's a really profound process, and it just makes such an incredible change in your life. It's a little bit hard sometimes to actually put into words just how profound the change is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for sharing.